Hey, I just want to take a sec and just let you know this video is going to be kind of all over the place, and I'm sorry about that. Yeah, lots of stuff going on, and I just need to throw it together and get it out there. I got a boring wiring update for you, but trying to keep you guys in the loop of what's going on. So I just kind of picking at this, and what I did so far was I took out my battery tray. Underneath the battery tray is where I had this distribution block where everything is powered, so that I could get to the fan wires and the wiring to change it up because the battery was right here. So anyways, what I started doing was I started getting this relay set up. What I did is I spliced in, this is the harness for the fans. So now that is spliced into this relay set. It needs these two wires. So what I've done so far is I have, I'm gonna put it right here. I'm gonna put it in this little pocket, and then the battery tray will go back on there and cover it. So I got an orange and a yellow wire, and I got a heavier duty 10 gauge wire, which is gonna power this signal on the relay. So I've got that ran all behind. It's all wrapped in the flex stuff. It goes in there right above that lug. Right there. And this all loomed in a grommet in the firewall. So this is the wiring that goes up front, and this just hasn't been cut down yet, but it'll be cut to fit right over here. So making some progress. Oh geez, I almost slipped. I need to figure out how I'm gonna do this switch. This isn't gonna be for like race specs where it has to kill everything. It's gonna be more as like when I park it for a long time, or when I just do stuff on it and I want to kill power. So I just gotta figure out where to mount this. I don't know if I should mount it there or up there. Maybe over there. I don't know, I gotta figure it out. Because eventually I'm gonna have some fuel pump stuff back here too, but I won't need to do that until I change this fuel pump. This fuel pump is the 255, and it doesn't draw enough amps to need its own fuel relay yet. And so you can actually run that straight off the fuel pump signal off the stock harness, and you can do it off of the Holley Terminator X harness. You can power a fuel pump as long as you don't go over 15 amps. So it's gonna be good for now. And then when I change the fuel pump for the turbo, then that is when I will do the relays, and then use the fuel pump wire as a signal wire and power the relays for the fuel pump off the battery. But it's just taking a long time. This stuff, I hate wiring, and I just got to pick at it. I'm just trying to do a little bit here and there. I'm still really waiting for my heat shrink sleeves to come in. They were supposed to be here yesterday from Summit, so I just want to get those main battery cables done. We'll see if we can get done tomorrow. Here's a little 4Runner update. All the nasty wiring has been cleaned out. Got a new fuel filter on there. We already pumped fuel through the system, so that's ready to go. We're basically just ready to start putting this manifold back together. One cool thing is that my uncle hooked us up with this top, which I don't know if this is the original top to this thing or not, but this top that's on here, it's not bad. It just is, it used to be blue, and it's got like a rhino lining on it. And then it's got this aftermarket, whatever, rack thing on there. But it's clean. But this one even though it's faded on the outside, it's actually a nicer top. And he hooked us up with a smoking deal on it. So let's look at a fresh coat of paint, but overall it's in way better condition. Don't have to worry about that lining. So we're gonna swap these tops out real quick. And this top is gonna become like a Jeep bikini top, where we're gonna cut it right here along the seam, pop these side windows out, pop this window out, cut it. The roll bar is right about here. We're gonna cut it right here all the way across, and then we'll attach it on standoffs off the roll bar. So it'll basically be just a little sliver top that'll cover the back seat for summertime usage. So like if you have passengers in here and the sun's beating down, they won't be totally burnt by the sun, and it'll still have the feel of being open. So I've done this 2 other times to 2 other 4Runners I've had, and it's like one of the coolest things you can do to these. But yeah, look at that.
This canopy trim's in pretty rough shape, broken in different spots.
Well, that trim, you're just be lucky it's there, because usually it's missing, and there's usually always a broken piece in there. So it's to be expected.
There's like that part was a little choppy, and then this is actually broken, but the rest of it looks pretty good.
Yeah, as long as those broken pieces have a piece to screw onto, it's not just floating.
Yeah, there's one screw on this one.
Oh, well, you know what? I took my top on and off so many times that I never even put the trim back on.
Yeah.
So it's up to you. I think we should put it back on for now.
Yeah, I agree.
So anyways, when the time comes to chop that up, we'll show you that too. I know you guys are probably thinking, why are you guys going to cut a good top? And it's like, you know what? I don't care. This is our 4Runner, and it'll be fun for the summer. And this one has some serious... It's got issues. It's got issues. I mean, if someone came by and said, don't cut it up, I'll give you $300, then I'm sure I'd take it. But for now, we're cutting it up. I think it had a bunch of water in it. Where'd that come from? It's probably trapped in there. 4 bolts up here, bolts on the side after you take the trim off. And then you got to kind of pop it loose, because this one was like really stuck on here. We'll get this off and we'll show you what it looks like. It's pretty cool. Can't just walk it over here. Just put it over this way for now.
He says it's a 3-man job.
Looks pretty good along the top of the rails. It's cool that it still has the pad on here.
I like that there's not hidden rust.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. Pick out this more. There's my new battery. There's the cutoff switch, which is not for cutting off power where the vehicle's running. It's more of like a while sitting cutoff switch, because in order to do full cutoff switch while it's running is to have it going to your alternator as well. But this is just for when it sits. So cutoff switch, I got the cable made. It's gonna go from that switch to the battery. So I got that cable made. I routed it's all routed right here. All tucked away. Let me show you, let me get a light over here. All up there. So that first cable is running. That you think that something like that would go really fast, but it doesn't. So that's all run. And I just need to do the line, finish the line that goes from there to the distribution block. And so this is the wire that's supposed to go to, for the exciter wire for the alternator. I'm actually going to get rid of that. And I'm gonna run this self-exciting new alternator regulator inside the alternator. And then that'll eliminate the need for this. And then it'll truly be a one-wire alternator. Alternator is off, and now we need to get into here because that's where that plug is. So I've never actually ever torn into this, one of these. So I don't know what I'm doing, but I will, let me pop this apart and tell you what I did because I want to figure it out. So basically you just have these little tabs right here along the side. So I just used 2 flathead screwdrivers and pried it up and it just pops off. And then this is what we need to change out right here, which looks like a Torx and a Torx. This one looks different, but this is supposed to work. So let me get this apart before I say this is wrong. Had a little hang up on this because this part was not looking right for that. And so I contacted the company, and even though everything says I should have a 82, 44, 230 alternator, this is actually a CS 130 alternator. So instead, I got this new one. It goes like that. Just gotta take these off, and then I think I have to unsolder that joint and then resolder that one back up. I think that's it other than bolting it on. Okay, I got the solder broke free from this one. This tab basically just slid in from the back in between that little slot right there and then soldered over. So that will be the exact same thing I do with this one. I'll get it in here first, get it bolted on, and then I'll solder it after it's all bolted on. That way it stays steady. And then I'll try to be careful not to break that little lead right there. Not the prettiest solder job, but it's on. And now this alternator should be good to go. Truck update. I've been driving this thing to work and stuff, and last time I drove it, I heard a belt squeal when I fired it up. So yesterday, when I came to start this thing up, I popped the hood to see what was going on, and trying to find something from my junkyard bag. This was broke. Let's go that way. Yeah, this was broke, and that's why the belt got loose. So went to the junkyard. One nasty square body there, but I did find this, and I think this is gonna work. And then I also found this guy. It's just dirty, but it's a really nice cluster. So I think this cluster is gonna get put in the truck. Looks really nice. It's really good condition. I don't think that had ever been out of the truck. It was actually out of Suburban that it came out of. So I'm gonna see if this will fit. If it does, I'm gonna clean it up, probably just paint it black so I can get this thing on the road, because I want to keep driving this often like I have been. So pull that off, fan, and then we'll see if this bracket works. Just got back from taking the truck out, and it looks like everything's gonna be good. I've done a lot of stuff on this that I haven't shown. Like I tightened up the transmission pan bolts and the drain plug, and that seemed to have stopped the transmission leak. I did new valve cover gaskets. And then this broke. So I guess maybe not a lot, but I've been driving it. So this one is back to being good to go. Three-inch drop springs for the truck. Just need to find time to put them on. Then I'm just really stoked about this steering wheel. Really stoked about this. It's kind of cool because this comes with the choice of what steering center horn button you're gonna run. I wish that was green. I think I'm probably gonna run that one because the black one looks too close to the actual emblem of the steering wheel, and it looks like it's just a duplication. But I'm pretty happy with it. It's really grippy. So I just need to get the adapter that's in the house, and I have a quick release set up for it, and then that'll go on. So lots of scattered stuff. Ooh, look at that. Look how clean it is. I should have cooked wipe on that. It looks good. I just want to say I'm sorry that this video is literally all over the place, but I've got so much going on and so many projects being worked on simultaneously. The Nova, the truck, maintenance on my 4Runner, doing oil change, that kind of stuff. The 4Runner out here, trying to get that going for the older son, just taking our time getting that working. But I figured if I didn't just stop and get all this scattered footage together, then I don't know when it was going to come out. So just want to get this out and let you guys know I'm not slacking. I'm working on stuff. I mean, the cable, that was a pain. Alternator's back on. So yeah, kind of stalling on this, I'm sorry. Anyways, check back in. Sorry, I'm all over the place. If it bugs you, I don't know what to tell you. That's how I do it.